Well, I think we covered that and discussed it to its full extent. So let's move on to topic 2, which Andrew will be leading.
Okie dokes. Less of a controversial topic, but more of a happy one, if anything, or just an interesting one, which is why I wanted to cover it. So this topic is covering Psy's new label entitled P Nation. So Psy, last year, he left his position at YG Entertainment to start his own music label, which I think was it was a long time coming. I mean, this guy's been around for, before I even followed K-pop, like the early 2000s or whatever. So it's only a matter of time before he decided to start his own sort of record label. And I mean, Psy is one of the people who has enough gravitas in Korea and respect to be able to garner or attract enough talents for it. So it's definitely an interesting discussion topic. So that being said, we'll just go into who we've signed already, who we think should sign, all the other details. So as of now, the only people that have signed are Jessi, formerly under YMC. I was watching because Dumbfound Dead has a podcast as well, and Jessi was literally like the week after. She was on the podcast like right after she signed the contract or whatever, and so she was talking about like, she was just keeping it quiet that she had not renewed her contract with YMC. Like she was she was like a free agent for a couple of months, and then Psy sort of came up to her, it's like, hey, I'm doing this thing, I want to start a label, and then and what she was talking about is sort of she was attracted to Psy had always wanted to work with Jessi, and what she really likes about his company so far is like the freedom that she sort of gets, because basically she's just been chilling in the US for a couple of months, basically just like coming back here and possibly like wanting to promote here. Obviously, I mean, she's American, so that's definitely her thing. Come home. And that's definitely, Jessi was a good signing, just because I feel like Psy obviously has the again, he was interested in working with her, and two, he definitely seems like he'd give enough leeway or just creative freedom.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think that's the biggest thing that might attract people, in all honesty.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, is the creative freedom that they could he'll be more than willing to offer them in that sort of way. So
yeah, I think it's definitely a really smart decision to go to this company, because Psy's clearly someone who's very laid back and like willing to let people do crazy things, because that's literally what he's made his
that's his
career
MO.
on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think especially it makes sense, especially for someone like Jessi or like American artists who probably feel a little restricted by the Korean entertainment industry in terms of like what they can and can't do and how they should and shouldn't act. I'm sure Psy would care a lot less about it than a much more traditional company. Obviously they're not gonna like let you say anything and do anything, because they're still like, it's still a company. He needs to make money. He needs to keep a reputation that he's like a legitimate company. But it's I could easily see the appeal of wanting to go to a size company. You're gonna have more freedom. You have the name recognition of Psy, one of the biggest people in the industry.
Yeah, it's someone that has name recognition inside of Korea and outside of Korea, which is a huge thing. Because again, all the people like Billboard and like I don't know, just like entertainment, I don't know, like basically all of the American outlets, it's not just P Nation to them. It's Psy is starting a music company. Like that's
exactly.
Just like getting your foot in the door like that, just with Psy's name, again, it's just it's a recipe for success, at least in my eyes.
Yeah, this honestly has the potential to be like a big 3 level company, because all 3 of those companies were started by people who had very big names in the music industry.
Isuman.
And that's how they became those companies like that big.
Yeah, Isuman started SM, and then JYP obviously started JYP.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yep.
YG started YG, that sort of thing. So is how it's how all these companies started off. Like just they were just
the biggest ones.
Yeah, like there was at one point it was just where the big 3 were just like this, when just garnering, or they're gathering talent and trainees just off of name recognition of the owners
exactly.
alone.
YG started a company and got big bang and blew up from there. Like Psy can start getting trainees now that'll be like, oh, I want to go under Psy's company. Like that would be a cool company to be under.
Yeah,
and
that's actually,
who knows, 5-10 years from now they could be the big four.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually a good lead into like the next sort of tidbit that I had, where according to like rumors from like Naver and sort of the Twitterverse, they're scouting idol trainees. Like it's not just going to be soloists or whatever. It's just, it seems like we're going to get idol groups from Psy, which just blows my mind. Like what in the world would an idol group produced by Psy sound like, or just run by Psy? It makes me excited.
I mean, I could definitely see a girl group being like Momoland style, like crazy meme dance type, like recent Momoland style stuff.
Yeah, so like boom,
and then you even get like you just get the name recognition. Like start off like you're not just some random like girl group from some random company no one's ever heard of. Like you're gonna be the girl group from Psy's company, like the first girl group from Psy's company or the first boy group from Psy's company. Like you're just gonna get fans and news and like you're just gonna get recognition from that alone. It just gives you a leg up in the market like instantly without even having to try as hard as the smaller companies.
Yep. And again, obviously another big signing that he had was he signed the hottest couple in all of K-pop.
It's gonna be the most
Jenny
ridiculous day. Well, I know it's gonna be the most ridiculous day when they break up.
Oh my god! Knock
they
on wood.
both signed to the same company.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if we're obviously talking, you can see it on the screen, but HyunA and Edon both signed with P Nation. Yeah, at first the rumors were, or the talk was that they were looking for separate companies, and I mean that was probably a good idea just in case like they wanted to do separate things. But I mean, I guess Psy would probably, it's okay for them to sign here, I guess, just because I think less about their concern was less about, oh, what if we break up from the future, and was more about, oh, what if the company we join, or the fans of like the company we join or whatever don't like the fact that we're working together, that sort of thing. So I mean, obviously with Psy probably doesn't give a shit. So he probably sought them out because they're like together, or that they were free agents in this sort of way. So
well, it makes sense to like just kind of seek them out because they're both like established producing talent. So even if they don't do solo stuff, they can both produce for these groups that he's eventually going to make. So like, maybe they both decide they're done like doing solo music, or like, we don't know what their plans are. They could still want to produce, and it might be perfect that he was like, yeah, you guys are both fantastic producers. I need producers. I'm a new company. Like, I need to be able to make music.
It's an incredible,
come here together. Yeah,
it's an incredible baseline. Another sort of crazy or wrinkle that could be added to this is some people were postulating, what if Edon just straight up joins the new boy group? Because again, he joined.
Oh god,
that'd be insane.
Compete against Pentagon.
Yeah, like imagine like he's just like the face of this new P Nation boy group. Again, I don't know if he'd want to do it or like, but I'd be in favor of it, honestly. Like that'd be awesome to see him in it. Because again,
has he been to the army yet?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't think
so. So
maybe he.
I don't know. I don't see that happening just because I don't see a boy group happening. I don't see any group happening for like at least a year, if not more. And like, I feel like you can't start out with a boy group that like with a member that's probably gonna have to go to the
army.
Go to the army right away, even if it is an established person like Edon. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, it'd be a risky prospect. Yeah, but
I mean it's possible for sure, but.
And he'd be following in HyunA's footsteps, because for those that don't remember,
leaving Wonder Girls.
Yeah, HyunA had to leave Wonder Girls because she had like surgery and all that sort of stuff, and then ended up joining 4 minutes.
Really young.
Yeah, so it'd be really funny if he just ended up following in her footsteps in that sort of way. But I am very excited about the prospects of him being a like creative force and to hopefully maybe influence the new boy group or girl group or whatever he decides to do. Because again, he was the mastermind of Edon and Wee, who are the sort of creative masterminds behind a lot of Pentagon's music. So just again for him to get free reign in that sort of way, it's going to be very interesting to see, and I can't wait. Just another interesting tidbit: they're calling him Hyojong on his like, cause that's his actual name. So
yeah, he's not using Edon anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. Like maybe Cube has like the rights to the stage name Edon or something like that, but.
Yeah, or he just wants to detach himself from Pentagon and Cube as much as possible.
Yeah, he's
probably
wants,
most likely.
Yeah, it'd make more sense for him to use his real name, I guess. Just
because I think I feel like a lot of people keep their stage names when they leave companies, so I don't think there's a way the company can like maintain control of that. It's probably he just wants to detach himself from Cube and Pentagon. But yeah, I think it's much more likely he does solo stuff and produces.
Or they could just kidnap Wee and just remake Triple H. Or maybe they'll make a new like Troublemaker type thing, except it's
I was just trying to think. I was like, what's a like pun of Troublemaker that we could make like.
I mean, they're in enough trouble as it is already.
Name.
I mean,
yeah.
So I guess now we can sort of get into who would you want for them to sign, or who would you want them to scout to potentially for their upcoming groups that may not necessarily have a home or would probably do better under Psy's P Nation. So I'll let you start it off.
I honestly have a tough time thinking about who would go there. I think I'm more excited just in general for the groups he's gonna put out, like something new, something different. I'm expecting at least like I don't think it's gonna be crazy different, but I think it's gonna be Psy's style. It's gonna be a little more like loose and out there. It's not gonna be as tight as and like I don't know, just as like clean as most K-pop groups.
Yeah.
For individual people, I mean, it's weird to say. Like, I don't know if it makes perfect sense because she's doing insanely well, but like Sunmi is someone I could see like working well under Psy because she's got that same kind of style. Like she likes doing her own thing, and especially now she's on Twitter. She's basically like crazy person on Twitter. So
yeah, she's insane. Sunmi understands Twitter on a level
she was just tweeting.
She's just tweeting random shit. Like, here, I'll pull it up right
like
now.
Random lyrics like a couple days ago, and in the middle of them, she just had to tweet, "No, I'm not drunk," because people are like, "Are you drunk? Like, what are you doing?" She's like, "It's just lyrics," like, but she's just tweeting these random phrases out. But yeah, like, I don't think it makes sense, and I don't think it'll happen because how well she's doing. But I could 100% see her like fitting that style and like wanting to be under Psy.
Someone that I think is an obvious choice in all honesty, and if they don't go there, I'm gonna be super disappointed. CL, like if CL doesn't get
CL definitely.
If she doesn't get the hell out of Dodge, if she doesn't get out of like YG, I don't know what she's doing at this point. Like,
yeah,
like I feel like she's worked with Psy before. She's hugely discontent with where she is right now in YG, and he doesn't join at this point in time. YG has no interest in promoting her at all. So like it's a match made in heaven basically for her and potentially, I don't know if Dar is interested in making music anymore, but maybe for them to go to P Nation. And then again, it's the freedom that CL has always wanted and could never get in YG, like because she's always pushed the edge, and even YG, I guess, couldn't take it to some degree or just didn't care for the way she was doing things. But I think she'd flourish under it. And no, there's the thought of two artists like CL and HyunA collaborating. Oh, I think it'd destroy the universe.
And Jessi.
Oh my god!
You just have a trio of like badass female rappers.
Hell yeah!
In Korean entertainment.
Yeah, that
could just put out like a crazy crazy song together.
Yeah, that's
And
probably
it'd
a
be
really
perfect
cool
under
thing.
Psy's company.
Yeah, like Psy is the only place where something the only breeding ground where something like this could like really flourish and really excel in this sort of way. I guess other potential ones I'd think of is specifically for the boy group, but and this is just me pulling it out of my ass, but Kwon Hyunbin, he's currently obviously he was in Produce 101, former member of JBJ, currently under YGK Plus. So
the one, okay.
yeah, the really tall dude.
Yeah.
YGK Plus is not properly equipped to deal with or promote idols, so I don't know if he should stay there necessarily, because again he went in as an actor.
Does
or
he
model.
still want to be an idol?
Oh, I mean,
Has he stated he wanted to keep doing it?
From what I've seen
Or
with
just
what
seems
he's
like it.
yeah, because remember, like he loved JBJ. It seemed like he really loved JBJ.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. I don't know if YGK can sort of give him the proper platform. I mean, maybe he gets transferred over to YG, but he's just gonna suffer in the dungeon, because I doubt they're launching any new boy groups anytime soon. Because they already have like the treasure box stuff going on.
Oh
so
yeah.
It's a logjam at this point. So he'd be a cool
Yep.
addition to a potential boy group. Maybe we were talking about Produce X101 on the last Produce cast. That's an option. Maybe anyone that doesn't necessarily make the top like 11 or whatever it is.
Definitely. That's
Psy would be a good place, a good home for them.
Yep. And yeah, even like we mentioned it in the Produce cast, like a couple of the 101 members that were kind of like in limbo, or like weren't really sure if they were going to stay at their company or something. Like those might be good people to pick up too.
Yeah.
They have that recognition.
And another just complete ass pull, Tiara. Just imagine.
That would be pretty good actually.
Because remember, they're all pissed off. They're like they all like had a really like bad falling out, and they all left together.
Yeah, if he started a company a year or two ago when they were still at MBK, I think that would be one. But the fact that they've all gone to different companies and have signed contracts, like I don't know if that would happen anytime soon. But that would be funny, because they do have the ability to use the name Tiara outside of MBK. So like, yeah, that would be great. It's not going to happen, but.
Yeah, that's just a complete ass pull on my part. But I mean, if I ever get that right, that'd be just insane. Just because again, it's a group that would just flourish under there. Just like they'd get complete free reign and not have to worry about MBK and their nonsense.
The one other person I could think of, and it's never gonna happen, is Somi. She would be perfect there. No. But like if she left JYP to go to YG and then left YG to go to Psy's company without debuting, I feel like it's so ridiculous.
No, you know what? It'd be insane if. Obviously, I don't think there's any I don't think there's any problems between Teddy and like YG, but imagine if just YG or Teddy is just like, I'm gonna annex all of the Black Label and then I'll work with Psy or something like that or whatever. Well, then I guess we could throw around Epic High, because I mean they're label-less right now because High Ground sort of fizzled out. They left YG.
Yeah, High Ground kind of, like you said, just kind of dissolved because they decided they didn't want to stay at YG, so they left and they were running it pretty much. I mean, Tablo wasn't CEO anymore, but like all the artists after that kind of just started leaving. I know because Hyuko left, right?
Hyuko's like
wasn't under.
Hyuko was under High Ground, but I have no idea where they're at now.
Okay.
Code Kunst went to AOMG or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Off and off are just like all over the place now. I don't know what's happening with them.
Yeah, once Epic High left, it kind of just like, it seems like all the people are just leaving, but we're not really sure, because these are all like more underground artists that aren't really like, you're not hearing news stories about, so it's kind of hard to follow where they're at. But yeah, I highly doubt it, because to me, they like Epic High wants their own company. I think
they'll probably just make
they're just gonna map
the Soul Entertainment. So
yeah, I mean, they made High Ground, but it
was theirs.
They needed the money, so they went to YG and became a subsidiary. So they had their company, but I think at this point, like they're they're old enough and like financially stable enough that they're like, we just want complete independence. So yeah, I wouldn't be. We're supposed to get a tour and an album from them this year.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna find out what company is handling all that. But I think it's probably 99% certain that it's themselves.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting, like if they went somewhere. I think it would be Psy's company.
Yeah, because I
just don't think they want to go somewhere.
Tablo and Psy have worked together before on Psy's last album. Another one, it's not gonna happen because he already made his own company. But because once the first rumors started spreading that Zico was going to leave Block B and Seven Seas
that would be a good one.
Yeah, Zico would have been a perfect choice for this, but he's actually forming his own entertainment company. He's basically gonna make like an AOMG style, like hip hop focused sort of thing. It seems, and that's gotta be an awesome one too. It's basically just it's just Zico doing AOMG, where he'll just produce and help promote new hip hop artists. So.
All these artists,
So I guess that'll do it for the topic. If you have any sort of interesting thoughts or comments, or who you would want to see join P Nation, please, as always, leave them in the comments below.
Yep. For me, I want to like this song, and I do like most of it, but just like the no bothered me in No. I think the pre-chorus in the song really brings down the song. It really just ruins the flow of the song. It ruins